From the Journal of Charlie Axel, Chief Operations Officer of Fontaine Industries and personal assistant to Zara Fontaine. Alright, Miss Fontaine says I should start keeping logs like this for records and such, so here goes. Me and Eustace finished setting up all the pulleys and elevator systems last week, which makes getting around the bastion way easier. No more walking or wheeling up flights of stairs or spiral ramps, which is good. We took down one of them light guns from the wall, trying to figure out what makes it tick, but that one's still a mystery so far. Still, Eustace and Zara love looking at that old Titan tech. I think it gets their brains working overtime, and they come back with all sorts of new ideas for making the bastion work better. Me, I've been helping out here and there, fixing up an old print press that Mrs. Deepfloor had on the eye to eye, so as the more literarily minded folks can start making newsletters. 100 people's a lot to keep informed. Miss Fontaine and Mr. Maphorn have some sort of secret project going on that Zara says I can't know about. I do my best, since I feels too cut up about it, but I gotta admit, makes me kinda sad to know that there's still stuff she doesn't trust me with. It's Titan business, I guess. Still, I believe in Miss Fontaine. Whatever she's working on, it's for the benefit of us all. Well, my name ain't Charlie Axel. Welcome to Roll Dice and Cry, an actual play podcast where we roll dice and you cry.
We will also cry.
We will also cry. Today, we are doing something a bit differently. Usually, as you know, we play Dungeon World, but today we're not. Today, the Kingdom of the Titans is being reborn for a little bit. And we are playing Kingdom, a game by Ben Robbins and Lame Mage Games. Kingdom is a game about communities, and considering the amount of people that are now living on this island, that's a pretty well-established community. Or it will be well-established by the time we're done. We've gone over the rules a little bit already, off mic, so we're gonna just try to roll into it. Before we get started, let's just do a round table to have everybody's character taken care of. In Kingdom, you have a few character traits. Everyone's playing themselves, obviously. They're not playing like different characters.
Yeah, I'm playing Mari, the human woman.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm playing Zara Fontaine, the bunny inventor. Just like in real life.
So in Kingdom, you are either a power, a perspective, or a touchstone. A power has the ability to make decisions. Over the course of the game, we will come across crossroads, which are decisions that we have to make as a community. The power is the one who actually makes the final decision. A perspective makes predictions about what will happen if we do or do not follow up on a do or do not do something in each crossroad. And then the touchstone is able to determine and say how the people in general, the community at large, is feeling about things. So let's just go around the table. They've also got a bond, a wish, and an issue that might complicate things over the course of the game. So let's just roll right into it with Radiant.
Oh,
tell us what you're.
Hi, I am playing Power. So I get to call the shots. What I wrote down here is, in his description is Kobold Paladin, Titan, local religious expert, but just one religion. His bond is with Nemo, because that's the person to his left, quote unquote. And it is, I don't see what purpose Nemo has in the Bastion.
Which, savage.
Well, you know, he hasn't gone on a life-changing journey with him. He doesn't know stuff. His usual haunts are the fishing pond and the mess hall. His wish is, I want the Titans to prosper just like the previous ones did. And his issue is that Radiant is unwavering in his beliefs. In parentheses, murder boy.
Okay. And then next, I guess counterclockwise around the table is Ford Maphorn.
So I'm playing Ford Maphorn. And I'm a touchstone. And my fear is that something will happen to the innocent people on the island that we're meant to protect. My bond is with Radiant, and is that he is a murder boy, which is a big issue for me. And my places that I chill at are, I guess, the observatory and the courtyard out with the folks. And my issue was that I let people do the thinking for me, but I think it would be better to be like, I'm a little too quick to act.
Okay. So you're changing the wording of that?
Hot-headed.
Okay. Too decisive for his own good, almost?
Yeah.
Which is wild that you're not playing at power then, because that decisiveness isn't actually going to do anything.
That's fine. That's okay.
Okay.
We'll see how this goes.
Come and steal my job.
I'm coming for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Pal.
Next is Zara Fontaine.
Hello, I'm Zara Fontaine, a Laganal inventor, titan, and magical enthusiast. My role is the perspective. I can predict the consequences of what's going to happen based on our decisions. I have a bond with Ford, that Ford may try to hide it, but I know that he's a kindred spirit interested in science. I don't have a hope so much as I have a fear. I fear that the Titans will become beholden to an outside government and lose their autonomy. And my issue is that I'm meek and tend to avoid conflict even when I know I'm right. I can be found typically in my laboratory, in the control room, which is sort of like also the meeting room of all of us, and in the hangar where the celestial armature frames are kept.
Yes. And we're listing our locations because that is over the course of the game we will stage scenes, and having a where is important in those scenes. And then next is Adeline Fleetwood.
Hey, I am Addie, and Addie is a touchstone. Her description is elf bard, local to nowhere, hates magic. Her bond is with Zara, and it says Zara is irresponsible with magic. Fear, and it's thematic. Our victory is dependent on magic, and magic is unreliable and dangerous. Issue, she is detached. She needs to stop thinking about this as a tale to be told when real people could die. Locations, the woods outside the walls, and the courtyard camp.
All right. The last one, the last player, is me!
Oh my god!
I'm the player. I'm usually a GM. This game doesn't have a GM. We're kind of futzing it a little bit, cause like the crossroads are mostly coming out of my like fronts and stuff. But, I'm still gonna be a player of the normal stance. I am playing Bartimaeus Nemo, a perspective. Yeah. And listen.
His first name's Bartimaeus?
He has a first name?
Shocking reveal.
That is not how I thought that was spelled.
That's been his name the whole time. I don't know why.
Oh, I know. I'm being a shit, y'all.
Okay. Here's the thing. I know a lot of folks don't like Nemo. I've read some reactions about Nemo. I gave them the choice to have someone other than Nemo, and they said they wanted Nemo, so that's on them.
No,
and
hang
not
on.
me.
We want the boy.
You gave us two choices, and one of them was Nemo. You did not say anyone.
I
wanted Nemo too. I wanted Nemo.
I wanted Nemo also, but I'm just setting the record straight here.
I wanted Nemo, but it's not my fault there's Nemo.
Nemo makes sense because he's our advisor, and also it's fun to hate characters. So, sign up, audience. Yeah. Here he is. Yeah. Enjoy your boy.
Enjoy the boy.
Enjoy the fact that they hate me and before they decide to hate you. Boom.
Jesus.
No, I'm kidding. You live long enough to become a villain at all, like, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, I am a celestialist, a diplomat, and scholar in the employ of the Titans. I am also an esteemed academic. My fear is that the kingdom will lack conviction and fail to do what is necessary to save the world. My issue is that I am arrogant and full of conviction, which also often results in me developing tunnel vision towards my beliefs and goals. My bond is with Adeline Fleetwood, and my bond is that Adeline is a bard, a traditionally diplomatic role, and she is not there yet. She needs help to grow into her role.
Rude.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a wallflower, and you can't be a wallflower and also run a country. But my locations are my office and the observatory, Nemo's office, which is built like an elven place.
How are elven places built?
Oh, they're like pop-up. We haven't really talked about elven places much.
Yeah, we've touched on them a couple times, but they're like pop-up houses, very modular.
Aww.
Yeah, modular, white, sort of easy to take down and move if they want to. They don't move because they just leave their weird ghost towns everywhere. But easy to build.
They're easy to put up. Yes.
Yes.
So so we are the Titans' Bastion is our kingdom. It is a commune of misfits and refugees on an island that shouldn't exist. Our threats are exterior agents or organizations want to usurp or exploit the Bastion and the Titans, and the Bastion is still ancient and inscrutable and could pose an unforeseen danger to those who occupy it.
Ruh-roh.
So, we also have some, just the locations. Some of them are the ones that are ours, and then there's some general ones. We have the calf hangar, the courtyard camp where the sailors live, the control room, the observatory, the forge / armory, the woods outside the walls, Nemo's office, Zara's lab, the mess hall, and the fishing pond. And that's everything. Okay. So with that all settled, we know everything about everyone. We know all the things. Let's roll into it. So in the overview of play, the first thing to do is that if there is no crossroad, we introduce one. Crossroads are the bread and butter of this game. Determining what we do with crossroads is how the game is played. So I will introduce the first crossroad. I already foreshadowed it at the end of last episode. So let me describe this crossroad. So we start with the formation of the kingdom, with the formalization of the things, the conversation at the end of last episode. And then Nemo points and says, the first thing we're going to want to do is probably figure out what's up with that ship. And so you all see this massive galleon, this very big, like luxury, beautiful ship. It's flying light blue sails, with a big, like a flag, a blue flag with gold shining MM on it. It's got like those really fancy M's, that are like cut into each other. And it docks in the front dock, the southern one that most people come up to. And, this group of people come off of it. And does everyone go out to meet them, or do they wait for them to come to the Bastion?
Oh yeah, I'm down there.
I'm going before my friends are going.
Yeah, we're not gonna let them just storm in. We don't know what they're about.
Okay. So you come, and you see the gangplank lower on this ship, and then a velvet carpet comes down it. And a bugbear wearing a white suit and a top hat walks down the gangplank.
Oh, I hate this guy already.
Sounds like fun.
He's got a cane. A black cane with a crystal head.
Ooh, wow. Do any of us recognize this guy?
You might have seen his face on posters.
What kind of posters?
Like Mr. Marble wants you to join the workforce.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
I already hate him.
I don't like this capitalist.
He sees, he sees you, he sees you all, and he waves and he says, Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Mr. Montgomery Marble of the Marble Railway Federation.
It's Doug Dimmadome.
Of the Marble Railway Company and the...
Emily, you okay?
Oh my god.
You alright?
Are you okay?
You just took a sledgehammer to our funny bone with that one.
Doug Dimmadome.
Oh my god.
Or Dimmadome.
Oh, you're replaying a YouTube poop in your head, aren't you?
Not right. Oh, Christ.
All right. So he's got like his suspenders. He's got his thumbs in his suspenders. He says, "Yes, I am Mr. Montgomery Marble, CEO and Chief Financial Officer, and President and owner of the Montgomery Marble Railways Corporation, as well as the recently formatted Marble Aqua Communications Incorporated."
Are the railways made of marble?
What's that?
Are the railways made of marble? This is an in-character question.
No, that's just my name, son. Thank you.
Oh.
They are made of iron. I believe a number of your hosts made use of my railways as a personal favor from myself to Madame Deplore.
Did you say, communications?
Yes, I did one of the same, and I believe I have you to thank for that as well. You see, the railways, Marble Railways, has been a boon to the economy of Galeria, the most prosperous nation in the world. And they saw fit to render unto me, their prized steward, control of this communications technology that you were so generous to allow us to use.
I don't like this at all.
The communications array was meant for the people, sir.
Absolutely. And the people of Galeria, the Admiralty Council, maintains a significant amount of shareholders in my corporation.
With all due respect, the council isn't every single person in Galeria, is it now?
No, sir. But every single person in Galeria also doesn't have access to the massive manufactured infrastructure that I do. And so, for the most efficient means of spreading this technology across the country and beyond, as assuredly will be the case, they saw fit to use my assets, for which I get a modest cut.
Adeline is very short with this man. She says, "What do you want with us?"
And he smiles and he says, "Well, you see, my lady, that it is not what I want with
Don't
you,
call
but
me
what
that.
it is not what I want from you, but what I can give to you. You see, I am a philanthropist of no small renown, and I heard that you are committing to some fairly philanthropic goals here. Something about saving the world."
Something about it.
Now, I know that the Lady Deepwater has some fairly deep coffers, but I know that she does not have the staggering material resources that I can offer free of charge.
What do you want?
I want, my friend, all I want is your ear, the privilege to bend your ear in a time of need should one arise.
Radiant, tugs on Adeline's sleeve and is like, Adeline, what is he saying? I don't understand anything that he's saying. Adeline, I don't understand a word. He's using so many big words. Adeline.
He wants a favor.
What kind of help can you offer us?
I can offer you lumber, iron, steel. I can offer you manpower. If you should need, if you have any construction you need done, my people are the most powerful of the world. I have an extremely efficient workforce.
And how much is this workforce of yours paid?
Oh, my friend, they are paid a very competitive wage.
I don't like the sound of that.
They are paid a federally mandated wage, I'll have you know.
A lot of all of us like, fuck this capitalist, fuck this guy.
All right, but so that's our scene. We can cut at that, and now we go into the actual crossroads. So here's our crossroads. Will the kingdom allow Marble's workforce to help them in their building efforts? Because, I'm not going to say why, but you can probably figure out how Marble could be helpful in this, in the situation that you currently find yourself in.
There is a bunch of things that we could build.
Right, so what exactly does he want in return? Just, like, influence with us?
He hasn't said, but yes. He has not said
Okay.
exactly what he wants in return, but basically he honest to God, you know what he said? He said, you owe me.
Yeah, okay. Like, a favor.
He was like, here's my unspecified future favor.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Mafia boss voice, a favor?
Not till next
Yeah.
season, Buster.
He wants your goodwill in the future.
Sure. Fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it goes.
Oh, I get to
Okay.
make this decision.
You do, but not until we say, we go first,
No.
right?
Wrong no off the bat. Next crossroad, please.
So now the crossroad has been introduced. That was my scene introducing the crossroad. And then the person to my left, the camera hand, like, goes to the person to my left, and then they make a scene.
Oh, that's me.
That's you. So you play a scene, focusing on what your player thinks or does about the crossroad, role playing together,
Oh.
and then after the scene, we do reactions if every character has a reaction to the things that happened in that scene, and then we advance a card, resolve cards, next player.
Ah. Scenes and reactions. Okay.
Which is, you read the crossword aloud, state your role, and then you tell us what, who, and where. And then we play.
I want to say it's in the courtyard camp because that is where most of like the people are, including all of the villagers right now because they don't have houses or anything. Mm-hmm. And as for who is there, Ford and maybe Radiant.
No. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well, you like people.
Bring it.
Oh, yes, I forgot that they're fighting. Yes, especially
Bring
Radiant. And then, I don't know, can Donda be there? Like, can I say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So read the crossroad aloud and set your roll. The crossroad is, will the kingdom allow Marble's people to assist them in exchange for goodwill? I am playing a touchstone, and the scene is this. Addie is helping the villagers with whatever they need. There's probably maybe even just like normal tasks like cooking or something. But generally she's just hanging out, and she has also dragged Ford and Radiant along because she wants them to get along and they can help. So, yeah.
Okay.
And it's taking place in the courtyard camp.
Okay. The courtyard camp. I think, if people are eating, if this is like a mealtime, either lunch or dinner, there's probably like a big pot bubbling in the middle, and people have like got crates and barrels and every, like people have absolutely strip mined the ships of all of their extra storage stuff that to be used as tables and other things. Mm-hmm. You are kind of stretched to the limit of what you have materially.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Good context. Good framing.
Yeah.
I think Ford's probably helping serve food and stuff then.
Okay.
Okay, do I have to lead this scene?
You can, if you want to, like, just tell us what's happening, tell us what your character does, say, and think about the crossroad.
Well, I think Addie is cooking, and she, like, and probably with Danda, and she, like, sort of while everyone is close by, asked Danda specifically, like, what if she thinks that it's worth trusting this dude, because he's, like, almost not offering something dissimilar from structure sort of stuff. So I feel like Danda's going to have a very different opinion of it than she does, which is instantly distrust.
Yeah, I think Donna's like cutting carrots and dropping them into the stew. Probably got like a couple different things bubbling. And it's tough because you're the touchstone, so you're supposed to be able to tell us what the people are feeling.
Yes. I didn't know if this was supposed to be sort of like why I know that.
It could be as well, but you still determine what it is.
Yeah. Okay,
it doesn't. It also could be different from what Adeline herself thinks.
Yeah, definitely.
So, do you think that Donda is okay with it?
Yes. Well, not okay. I feel like she's almost like, because they did what they needed to do to live in the structures, and she would be like, well, you know, this is just something that you have to do we need to get stuff built, and he's offering materials. But I don't think she's like trusts him. Like, she's not like, oh yeah, he seems great, but she's just like, you know, he's just like any other person who wants something for helping.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so she kind of says that, and she says, honestly, at the structure, we traded our labor for shelter. You know, we worked 5 days a week, 8 hours a day to make sure that everyone had a place to be, that everything was in its proper place. He's not even asking that. He's asking what, for a favor?
Unspecified favor.
Where are you in this scene? Warden Radiant.
I'm helping with the cooking, I think.
Alright.
I probably
Maybe you're like ladling out soup.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm either cutting stuff up or like also ladling out soup, so it's a very tense, very competitive ladling.
And soup kitchen time, you're getting along.
All the people in line, like, wherever Ford and Radiant are, like, whoa, we're getting so much soup.
And so fast, too.
Yeah.
I guess my question, Adeline, is if you don't get it from him, where are you going to get it? That question is what led us to believe that working for the structure was the best way to keep ourselves safe.
I mean, I didn't like the structure at all, but it's just one guy, right? And he's offering stuff. And he dressed nice.
People who dress nice, a lot of the time, aren't really nice, Radiant. And I really don't like him, but I gotta admit, we do need the stuff.
Okay.
Adeline just doesn't say much else. She just sort of like nods, like listening to everyone's opinions, and like keeps. She's probably stirring the stew, like just.
So you, as a touchstone, are telling us that the people in general are open to the idea.
I think definitely like the I would say civilians. Maybe I don't know if the like soldiery, sailory type of people would be as open to it, but definitely like all of the civilians that we've brought are like fine with this.
Okay.
All the civilians from Zoliat.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, how many extra? That's most of them.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, fair. I think that it probably. Well, I'm not fucking.
Also, yeah, I'm the touchstone, so
that's fair. Yeah,
all of the civilians.
That's what you say. Ford
fine
is
with
the other
this.
as the other touchstone. Do you agree with that?
I do.
Is there okay? Cool.
Yes, and
if two
we'll
touchstones
work-
disagree, that could represent a split in the popular opinion as well.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, they will work like well with the people who are brought in to help. Like they're not going to like fight them. So
okay,
that's
yeah,
their
that's not exactly a perspective to prediction that you're making, but just like sort of that's just how the people feel about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not like chomping your phrasing. I'm just like clarifying. So when we complete a scene, we decide which card to advance. Do you believe that we advance the crossroad, the crisis, or time passes?
Crossroad,
right?
Yeah,
that sounds right to me.
I don't think weeks or months have passed, and I don't think we're in crisis.
Yeah. So we're not getting closer to that. That was a discussion that pushed us closer to making a decision.
Yeah, unless Doug Dimmadome is like the final boss.
Douglas Dimmadome.
I don't think that Doug Dimmadome is the final boss. Okay, so we've advanced the card. None of the cards are full, so we don't have to resolve anything. And so we go to the next player. So the next player is the player on your left, Zara Fontaine.
Yes. And I think the scene we're going to is going to be, I want it to be in the hangar.
Okay.
Because while we're fixing the cast, I want to talk to I'm specifically wanting to talk to Alexander.
Okay.
I presume that Eustace and Charlie are there too. As far as other players, I probably should include somebody.
And unless the other players want to play NPCs.
Yeah, unless you guys want to play Charlie and Eustace.
Ooh.
Anyone want to play Charlie? Charlie Axel?
I can't do the voice.
I can tell you that Eustace will have things to say. For them, I'm gonna try not to make for NPCs, I'm gonna try not to make them make any decision statements, but they will tell you information that they have.
Yeah. But, yeah, so honestly, if any of you want to be involved in this, that's fine. We could say that you're coming by to see how your calf is getting fixed up.
So does anybody want to be there?
So drum roll, who wants in, or else we're starting the scene.
I want in, but I'm also not going to say anything.
I have a question.
Huh?
How did we decide? Because the touchstones roll seem pretty this. Anyone can be a touchstone because it's not a decisive or perspective. But how did in canon we decide that Radiant is the power? Who decided that he gets to make decisions? Is my question.
I don't know. What is how?
Maybe we can talk about that when we get to Radiant's turn.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, maybe that'll be the establishment of his power.
Yeah.
So so we zoom in on the hangar where all the calves are, with parts everywhere strewn about, a bunch of goblins going over spaghetti-matics, barking at each other, trying to fix this up. And there's a few of them raising one of the arms up to the new one. I don't remember its name. Sorry. Stalwart Hyperion.
Stalwart Hyperborea, yeah.
Stalwart Hyperborea. And I'm underneath on one of those rolly things, fixing underneath a shoe or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll roll out as Alexander is here, and I say, so have you had any run-ins with this Marbles guy before?
And he's Alexander is he was the warship technician during the war. So he's got a pretty solid idea of how to help figure this stuff out, but he is new to this, so he's kind of been following you and watching you do stuff. He's I'm better at cannons and guns and stuff, but I can figure this out. And he's so he's got a box of tools, and he's probably handing you stuff and watching. He says, I've never met him personally, but Yeah, I can tell you that back in the war, you made a lot of money running things for the Admiralty.
Well, what about you, Ford? Have you ever run into him?
Well, can't say I have before personally, but with all the ads you see around, and what he said about paying his employees.
He's certainly ubiquitous amongst the, commercial. And Eustace leans over and says, I can tell you that he does pay his people. But the actual freedom of what they're going to do is pretty set in stone, considering how much he pays them.
But we really do need help building. If we're going to have people living here, we need infrastructure. We need houses and roads and plumbing. We can't build that by ourselves. But I'm just worried. I'm worried that his favor isn't really a favor. I mean, well, what if the Titans end up being at his beck and call for some reason? Well, what if he wants us to go rough up some rival corporation? That happens, right? That happens. I've seen it.
In movies.
In theater.
I've read it in books.
Eustace is next to you and says, yeah, no, that's the kind of thing he does.
Yeah, I may or may not have done a job like that at one point.
Well, there you go, and he's got someone with experience. He's gonna come up and say, why don't you rough these guys down? And Ford goes, say no more. Not that you would, Ford, just saying that you know about these kind of things. And sure,
yeah,
Radiant doesn't want to do something like that, I'm sure, but well, what if we're forced to anyway? That's all I'm worried about.
Well, Marble he's a smart feller. He doesn't... Eustace is kind of conflicted. He's good at making you think that the thing you're doing is the right thing to do. But I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of negotiation you can do with him that says that, the favor can't be that.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. We could cut there if you want.
Yeah, are there any predictions that you're making?
Yes, if we say yes, Marble will try to take advantage of us.
Oh.
Okay. Let me write that in. Marble will try to take advantage of the Titans. And that's going to go in our yes column.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to keep everything straight there to make sure that we remember all of the stakes.
What are the yes and no columns? Just
and then mark the crossroad. Those are predictions made for either side of whether we choose to yes, let Marvel, or no, say screw you, Marvel.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. That advances the crossroads. All right. Ford and Mapward. It's your turn to do
I think I am out in the courtyard along with probably some of the sailors and Calico helping set up stuff for the village.
Okay.
Like the previously talked about tables, making sure stuff is in order. If anybody wants to help out with that, I'm good, but I don't have anybody particularly in mind. Maybe, Daria's there?
Okay. No, but you're not establishing any of the players being there?
No.
Okay.
Not unless y'all, want to be there. In which case, go ahead, that's all good, but...
Yeah. I mean, I guess this would just be another scene of getting the vibe of the people then?
Yeah.
Good. So I guess I'm playing Calico in the scene.
Can I be Daria?
Okay, Sloane is Daria. I am I'll be playing Calico.
Only the Avatar, master of all the lesbians.
The lesbian opinion is here.
Yeah, we have the two touchstones. We have the lesbian opinion and the gay opinion, and that's all we need.
What do the gays think? What do the lesbians think?
So I think they're probably moving the tables around into a more, into a better arrangement and kind of carrying stuff out to 2 tents and 2 barracks and whatnot and redistributing stuff. And I think Ford hefts something like a large box onto his shoulder and goes, is there any way that, if we do take this thing, do you think there's any way we can, how can I say this? Find our way out of this arrangement of this thing? I'm not saying we beat up Marble, but I'm just saying.
You're not saying we beat up somebody? Who would have thought the day would come?
Now that's what I'm not saying, and Ford winks. But,
I've worked for him before, but I've worked for a lot of people that aren't savory.
Well, who hasn't? How was working for him? What was that wage like?
It was good.
He paid well. And, when somebody pays that well, you overlook some character flaws.
Yeah, he had me beat the shit out of some people, but I don't know if they deserved it or not. They could have.
Again, don't ask a lot of questions with that kind of money.
Yeah. But, he also has a lot of money. He has a lot of stuff. And
stuff that we don't have. I'm not saying that he's good in any way, or that we should let him have free reign of anything, but I don't see how we can turn down that kind of thing.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way out of this afterwards.
Well, I tell you one way that you can make sure is by making sure. If you want to have a say in how this kind of thing goes, you gotta take it.
Kill him.
Mari in the chat says, kill him.
We were all thinking it.
Eat the rich.
Eat the rich.
Eat the rich.
Man, I've been waiting to unveil this motherfucker for ages.
He's so good.
If we eat him, we gain his power.
Yeah.
I don't want that power.
Well, if he tries anything with us, let's just hope he has an heir and a will.
He doesn't.
Daria laughs
Great.
hard at that.
All right, is that scene?
Yeah, that's scene.
All right, is that Crossroads, Time Passes, or Crisis?
That is Crossroads.
Okay. We think that this is just going to be easy peasy and it's all going to go like this. It's not.
No.
There's going to be a point where we diverge.
Yeah.
This one's fairly simple of an issue. It's take his money, but he sucks. But there's going to be more complicated things.
Yeah, and for simple stuff, the important thing, if you think that you know how it's going to go, the important thing then is establishing what'll happen if you do go or don't.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the thing here is that the not civilians are ready to fuck shit up, if anything. If he tries anything.
All right. Radiant, now is your scene.
Why have we put this boy in charge?
I want
Why did
Nemo,
we pick you?
Adeline, and Zara.
Yes. Hell yeah. Where are we?
We're at the fishing pond.
Oh yes,
nice.
where all the important meetings happen. The room where it the pond where it happens.
I want to be in the room where it happens. All right. You said Nemo's there too?
Yeah.
All right.
The correlation between these three people is Radiant thinks they're smart.
Oh, nice.
Yay!
All right.
Lord,
So
nothing.
we're at the pond.
Ford is on time fucking out.
Are we fishing?
You can if you want to. Radiant is fishing because he helps him concentrate. He's just
Nemo
like,
is standing across from you at the pond, and he is also fishing.
aw.
But he's like fishing very nonchalantly.
Yeah. Radiant? Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Adeline's playing the mandolin. She's not fishing.
And Zara is like has this weird like metal thing that she's like toying with, and it's this like a couple of like little just piece of metal attached to a joint, and she screws a little bit, and all of a sudden, flap, the metal like goes flap, 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 like on its own, and she's like, ah! And she like turns it off.
Okay,
Yes.
Don't worry about that.
great. Yeah.
The issue on the table is
Yes. So Radiant looks very serious for a minute, and like he's thinking about how to phrase this, and he's like, okay, I need you guys to explain to me what he was saying back there. Cause I didn't really catch most of it, cause he just kept using so many of the big words, and I really want to get it right, you know?
I think he was using the big words to confuse us on purpose, Radiant, so I don't think you should feel bad about that.
Okay,
But
lay it down for me.
He wants to give us people and building materials and money, I assume, to get things done around the island and whatever else he feels like offering. And in exchange, the only thing he's asked for is an unspecific favor, which could be something fine or it could be something bad. But we will be obligated to do it because he has helped us.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we don't necessarily have to do it.
Yeah, but
We
then
can
we'll-
always just say no. I mean, it's not nice, but it's possible.
But then we would have an issue on our hands with what will we do? What does he do when we say no?
Well,
the thing with that is you're going to find that out if you do it now or if you do it then.
How much do we need this stuff?
A lot.
These people need proper houses that aren't tents.
if we say no, and if something comes to pass, like a storm or a hurricane, which happens all the time on the high seas, as we all know, then what's going to happen? Everybody could be seriously hurt.
Yeah. As it stands, we are at the whims of Mother Nature. I know your god's supposed to have to do with rain, but if he gets pissed at us, or if the weather turns south, we don't have a good enough shelter for these people.
I think Radiant turns specifically to Nemo, because I don't think he thinks that either Adeline or Zara would know this about this guy, but maybe Nemo does. What's the worst that he could make us do?
Oh. All right, listen. Marble's a snake, but he's not stupid. He's not going to try to make you his personal military to overthrow a government or something, because he knows that you're going to rebel against that. What he's going to do is he's going to slowly work his way into your good graces, and if you let him, if you're not careful, he's going to start making you think that the things he's doing are the right thing to do. He is, like I said, he's not going to try to do anything crazy. but that doesn't mean what he's going to ask you to do is going to be good either. It's just going to be something that might be bad in a way that you don't understand because you don't know the whole picture. Or it might be fine. He might just have you clear out a large breadth of forest because you have giant robots. You know, he's got businesses legitimate and illegitimate, and you can't know for sure which he's going to call in the favor for. But I'll tell you this. He's a bad enemy to make. That's why Deeplore's played nice with him all these years. And if you tell him no here, he's going to remember it. And that is a prediction. Me as my role, I am making the prediction that if you rebuff him here, he will not look kindly on us in the future.
And I'm making the prediction that if we rebuff him here, we will be unprepared in the event of a crisis.
Right.
Or I'll make it even bigger, like harder, like an even harder move. He will become an enemy.
So, my question is, do we really 100% for sure not have these resources?
We don't.
Well, hold on. That hasn't been established, but what has been established, because I'm establishing it, is we will be unprepared in the event of a crisis.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, not in the event of a crisis, are we good?
That has not been established.
We don't have... Okay, I'm doing the word stuff. To make it all fit right. So the main thing here is we have a lot of lumber, but we don't necessarily have the manpower, the trained manpower especially, to utilize it. Especially not in the amount of speed that we would need to get all these people taken care of. Especially if something bad happens.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like, as it is, if the weather... So, what Zara's saying is that if nothing bad happens weather-wise, if no crises happen, we can take our sweet time about it and use the resources we do have to build their stuff, but it won't be fast. And as such, if something bad does happen, it'll go bad.
Okay. Got it. I have all the information I need, I think. Damn, I wish I could do another scene.
While you can't, you can also make an order here. As a power, you can say, if yes, we will do this as a not as a prediction, but as an order.
'Cause what I wanted to do was, I wanted to bargain with Marble.
Okay. Well, if you want, I can make my scene be that.
Okay.
To have Marble in the room. So is that your scene?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, do you want to make any orders?
Oh, you could order Nemo to bring Marble here. To bargain.
Yeah. That's a fine order. Yeah. Bring him to me.
Bring me that
Bring
horrible
him to
snake.
to my throne of fish bones.
Bring him to the pond.
Bone throne.
It's like a Game of Thrones throne with the swords, but instead of swords, it's fucking fish bones.
All right. So that with that being the end of your scene, rolling into the beginning of mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you advancing time passes, crossroads, or crisis?
This feels like a crossroads.
All right. So it is now Nemo's scene. So I'm going to say, I'll do you one better. Let's just meet in the control room. And so this is our negotiation. Where we are. Let me just roll up the scenes. Nemo has brought everybody here for a more or less final negotiation with Marble.
Everybody?
Yes, Ford is also here. He's important.
Sorry, Radiant.
I was gonna do a thing.
Oh, what were you gonna do?
I was gonna offer, like, exclusively my services in exchange for less stuff. But more important stuff.
Oh, I mean, you can still do that.
Yeah, but people are gonna stop me.
No one has the power to stop you.
Hell yeah.
False. We can challenge.
Yes, but nobody as it stands has the power to stop you. You have to change your role to stop them. Okay. But yeah, everyone is here. Ford is here. And Nemo and Mr. Marble comes. He has taken off his suit jacket. He is just in his, like, suspenders and white dress shirts with a cravat. He comes to you hat in hand. With his things, and he says, well, my dear Titans, I hear that you have need of me.
Maybe.
How can I be of assistance?
I do declare.
I do declare.
Jesus.
I'm just a sullen gentleman. I love Montgomery Marble.
Wait, is he from the South?
I mean, he's
from Valyria.
He's from Castellon.
Whatever.
But
There's a south in most places.
Yeah. But he moved. He went to Galeria and made his fortune there.
Okay.
So. But he talks like a Southern guy. Because he's Colonel Sanders.
Most bugbears kind of do, right?
Yeah, most bugbears have like a Texan drawl.
Yeah.
He's the first one that you've met who's been like straight like Southern fried. But yeah. And he says, how can I be of assistance to you folks?
Silence.
So what you're offering,
Yes.
is that final, or can we talk about it?
You want more than my people and my materials?
No. Absolutely not at all.
All right.
I want less. For less.
Less than you need?
I'm trying to think of how to phrase. He wants... Because we have a lot of materials.
All right.
I want the people. The manpower.
Okay. You want the manpower without the material resources?
We have materials. We'll make
All
do.
right. Sure.
In exchange, you can have my services. Exclusively. None of the other Titans can have to get involved. I'm not afraid of you.
Oh.
And he smiles and he says, well, of course, you have no reason to be.
I don't know, Adeline's sort of staring at Radiant, like, sort of open mouth, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, Zara too, yeah.
Okay.
Radiant, you don't need to do that.
Yeah, besides, we really don't, we only have wood. We don't have the kind of stone or masonry or metal, aside from, we don't have any metal.
No metal at all.
Do we not? Wait, is Zara lying right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Radiant just says, I think we'll figure it out.
I don't think Adeline would challenge this. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
What about manpower and building tools? And then you can have my services too. Because we don't like nails and shit.
Okay.
Well, I think that, that's probably not, that might come with the people, but it's more, we don't really have metal, do we? Because we have robots. We can't take the robots apart.
No, we have a bunch of Fontania.
No, we don't have anything that can be used for building, and we have no extra special metals at all.
No, that was out of character.
Oh, okay.
That was not Radiant. Yeah. We have a shit ton of Fontania.
We do, but that, we probably need that for stuff like mechs and for stuff like fun toys for Emily.
Magic.
Yeah,
magic
conventions.
Well, you should have been a power then, if you wanted to make that call.
I can fucking, you want to go? I can challenge this role right here and now.
Yeah. Is Ford challenging it though? Because it sounds like he's doing something.
It does sound like a challenge.
Yeah, I guess I'm challenging. Yeah.
Radiant and Ford both as powers is the scariest shit.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're not even necessarily challenging to cancel, you're challenging to change.
Yeah.
Okay. You might have to change your role. Yeah, because you have to...
Okay.
I think that you would have to be a power to make the order of, I will also do this.
Okay.
So if you want to switch to power and then make that order...
You know what? Yeah, I will.
Alright. That's Ford Mapworn. You want me to move your square?
Hold on. Hold on. I can do that.
Doug,
Thank you.
Doug Dimmadome's two boys.
Are you changing your role, or are you overthrowing?
I mean, you can overthrow if you want, but I think this is just changing.
Yeah, I don't want to overthrow. Just want to change.
Also, the two of them as power together is so funny, so you have to do it.
Okay, this actually then isn't even a challenge. It's just you adding your own order on top of Radiance.
Cool.
I think, right? Because Radiance order is give us the people and you get me. Ford's order is give us nails and hammers and stuff and you get me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe just
Marvel's
extra materials. Don't be specific about nails and hammers.
Yeah.
But if we get
Yeah,
the
I'm
extra
not.
materials and the people, we're just getting everybody.
Listen. Let him figure that out on his own.
Oh, that's right, because he's a
We
moron.
definitely don't need wood. We've got trees.
Yeah.
Give us
We don't need
everything
wood,
but the wood.
we don't need wood, we don't need metal. Out of character.
We do need metal. Out of character.
How much metal do you need for a house, though?
How much Fontanium do we have? Do we have a nigh endless supply?
You do not have a nigh endless supply. You have a lot.
Yeah, we
I'm
have
just
a
saying.
bunch.
Like, for a
Also-
house, how much metal do you really need?
Yeah, also we can take down the other guy, the other robot.
That's fair.
I just think it's a waste of the good metal to use it on houses.
Yes,
Like,
I agree.
houses don't need a lot of metal.
Yeah, but I don't know. If we're using any, I feel
Hey,
that
Zara, can
know
you
what?
make
Hey, wait,
us
hold on, one
15 doorknobs? That's all we need.
I'm a touchstone, or I'm a perspective, aren't I? I would like to make a pitch.
Oh, no.
if we say yes to this, can I make a prediction that's sort of like up in the air?
Kind of. Describe what you mean.
If we say the prediction I want to make is if we say yes to this, we may come across we may have a shortage of Fontanium in the future.
Okay. If you say so, okay. So let's write down these orders. Radiant and Ford will fulfill the favor in exchange for less materials.
Yes.
And so I'm going to click that.
I like being a perspective.
Yeah.
It's
you don't have to make
weaponized
decisions.
wording.
You just want your metal. You just want to make shit.
I'm the perspective.
That's
I can
fair.
do what I want.
So if yes to that, then we will have less Fontanium.
It's fine. Just nobody get hurt on the next mission.
Well, we don't really
Sure.
need Fontanium for houses, right? We don't
I mean,
really
But
need
that's our metal.
for
We don't
houses.
have other metal.
We don't need metal to make a house, right? Other than, like, nails and whatnot.
I mean, there's like braces and stuff.
Yeah, like the stuff that holds it together real good.
No, you don't
Yeah.
have to make that in metal.
Listen, I've read Little House on the Prairie. No.
They didn't have any scrap metal in that.
No.
It just means that you're going to need to be like if
You can
like
make
it could.
an entire house without metal, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, me too.
My point is this. We are purposely not taking materials from him to the point where we have to use some of our own materials.
Yes.
I think Fontanium is the only material that we have that is, like, legitimately something we might need, as opposed to we don't need really wood. So that's why I put that as the thing, because it has consequences. It has legitimate consequences for us.
Fair.
All right. Yeah. That's
Okay.
fair.
Yeah.
And actually, Nemo like speaks up and he says, "Didn't you just recruit a bunch of people who know how to build stuff out of clay?"
For
We
grins.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying, in terms of materials, that's another one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can make houses with clay on them.
No, I think this is all very good. I just wanted to add more consequences.
Absolutely.
All right.
No,
That's
for sure.
valid.
Yeah.
For sure. And Marble says, "I don't know why you folks would want less for in exchange for simple goodwill, but if that is the deal you wish to make, I will honor it."
Well, sir, you're just being so generous, we wouldn't want to take advantage.
Of course. Well, that's I guess we'll see how it goes. And he tips his hat and puts it back on and walks out.
Pleasure doing business with you.
You as well, my friend. And as soon as he leaves, Nemo looks at the rest of you and says,
Ford flips him off when he's not looking.
Nemo looks at the rest of you and he says, "All right, I just want to tell you that the materials is the less dangerous part of the steel. The more workers of his that we have on the island, the more of them there are to keep track of."
Huh.
We'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
So workers might see something.
Wait, does this guy not know about the mix?
No.
For some reason, I thought he knew about the mix.
I mean, he might. He
He
might.
should, yeah.
But there's more to see something.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sure.
Because,
Yeah.
so we very publicly had a big mecha battle over a city. I actually didn't mention that. Yeah, we very publicly had a battle of mecha over the city. After that, Nemo went around going, "It was the Titans." And even though they didn't know it was us, this Marble guy knows that we're the Titans because of his relationship with Deep Lore. So yes, he can extrapolate that we have giant robots.
And also his relationship with Purinu.
Yeah, we kind of just ghosted with the whole village.
We were like, no witnesses. We bring the witnesses with us.
Alright, so that was mine. I'm going to mark the crossroads.
Yes.
And then we're going to finish it up with an Adeline scene.
Oh, great. An Adeline scene after that. Okay.
Oh, also, we always have a chance if you want to have a reaction to a scene. After the main scene, any player can narrate a short reaction to show how their character thinks or does about what happened.
I feel
reaction
super good
that's-
about this.
Respond immediately instead of waiting for a later scene.
I think Ford talks to like Calico and Daria and has security upped around Zara's lab and the hangar.
Okay. So you're not allowed to roleplay. It's just a short solo narration about your thing. But you can also perform a single reaction as part of your action to use your role to make a prediction, give an order, or show a popular attitude. Or to do a challenge or change your role or anything else. So Ford, you have changed your role to a perspective. Is that
To power.
an order
To power.
To power. Is that an order
Yeah,
you're making?
that's an order.
Okay, so you've made the order to heighten security around Zara's laboratory
Yeah, and the hangar.
and the hangar. Ooh, okay, cool. All right. Now,
Do we have security? Do we have trained security?
We have Calico.
we have Calico.
There's probably a
Calico
handful
and-
of sailors who are specifically for that,
Yeah.
right?
And yeah, well, kind of. You have Calico. You have Maggie, and you have any able-bodied person who wants to protect things.
Mm-hmm.
I think before folks arrive, Ford would also like help train them and stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're gonna. So another order. So your order is you're increasing security, and you're also starting to train a security force.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. Adeline, what is your scene?
I want a scene with. Who's allowed in Zara's lab? Not me. Is Charlie allowed in Zara's lab?
Yes.
Charlie is Zara's assistant.
Charlie is Zara's assistant. I don't feel like it's not people focused enough. Maybe I should have it in the forge where there's like a bunch of engineering types. But I do want Zara there, and then I guess Eustace. And I want to talk about like if that deal that we just made sucked. Should we have taken more resources, sort of thing? Yeah.
Oh, should you?
I was going to make it in
more?
Zara's lab just so Adeline could like bust down this all like, "What's up, lab?" But then it would just literally just be Zara and Charlie, who doesn't have a lot of say in stuff, probably. So
I mean, Eustace could go to Zara's lab.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, you guys would be... Okay, first of all, y'all gotta knock first. Thank you very much. But you guys are welcome in the lab as long as you don't touch anything.
Oh, no. I know that I could probably go in there. I just want it to be like, she's barging in.
Oh, okay, fine.
Just because she like worries about it for like a solid, maybe like afternoon, and then is like, I'm gonna go talk to Zara about this. Zara is like, bam.
I told you to knock first.
And so Eustace and Charlie are there too?
Yeah.
I want to say that, like, okay. Alright. So when you burst open the door, I think I, like, go, ah! And I'm dancing with something in my hands, and I catch it, and I look like deer in the headlights holding it out from me, like, oh god, is it gonna explode? Is it gonna explode? And I slowly put it down, and I slowly back away from it, and I turn to Adeline, and I say, didn't you see the sign that says knock first?
Sorry, I have been worried about this all afternoon. Should we have let them do that? I feel like we probably could have told them to do anything, but like, it seems like we're getting screwed over somehow worse. You know how much stuff we've got better than I do. Are we gonna be okay?
Well, like I said, if we use our own materials, obviously that means less for us. But, look, we have plenty of Fontanium. It's not like it's going to take up all our stocks to make a few houses, but, well, I've been using Fontanium for my inventions, of course, and all I was worried about was that, what if I needed to make something with this material, and we didn't have enough?
Flavor text, Adeline, like, fidgets a little bit in general, I think, because that's part of the reason why she's always playing the mandolin, like, gonna be doing something with her hands, and she, like, absently picks something up off Zara's desk and's, like, touching it.
It could be that Rufus gave you some of his wind-up toys.
Oh my god.
Here, you can have this for inspiration. It's a little bear and it walks around when you wind it up.
That's so cute.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Please invent Adeline a fidget spinner. Does Eustace have any opinions about not taking his supplies, materials?
I mean, a pile of stone can't spy on you, right? Let me tell you something about Marvel. He is a master of what you might call corporate espionage. He always seems to know what his rivals are working on. And then he comes up with his own better, cheaper version of it. Well, I came up with his better, cheaper versions of it. But I'm sure he's got someone for that now.
I just hate that we have to give him anything. But...
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I don't think there's much I can do. I figured it was better to come and talk to somebody than just pacing around in the woods, which is what I was doing before.
Well,
Charlie puts his hand up.
Yeah. What's up, buddy?
I think he's a motherfucker.
Me too.
Charlie!
I mean, he is.
That was the refreshing voice that I needed.
Oh, well, he may be a disreputable person, I say, looking at Charlie. But if we want to do this, I think we're going to have to work with some disreputable people. He seems like he does want to help, and to be honest, I mean, if his idea is that it's good to have an ally like us in his corner, then I can't fault him for that. And, well, you know, he's known Deeplore long enough. Deeplore doesn't seem to have too much of a problem with him.
I know predictions. Also, Adeline was like infinitely cheered up. It made me feel so much better. I know that
That's the power of Charlie Axel.
That's the power of that boy. He's so good. I know that it's not like predictions that the touchstone makes, but can I say, as far as people reacting, how the new people are going to act? I know they're not part of the kingdom yet. The
workers?
Yeah, the new workers.
I don't think so, because they're not going to stay.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They're like contractors.
I don't know who else I can... I'm switching to perspective. No.
I mean, you can, listen, you can if you want. It just means that you're going to become, as a whole, you'll become out of touch with the people.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work. Also, we won't have a touchstone.
Yeah, that's what I mean as a whole. Like, nobody will know what the people think.
Who cares?
No, I don't think Adeline would do that.
Sounds like an authoritarian right there.
I think... Okay, so I said that everyone was going to work well with these people. I am contradicting myself slightly to say that the, like, engineer sort of people who work in the hangar and stuff, are not going to get along that well with the new workers. Because they're, like, sort of fighting for supplies a little bit.
So you think that, your thing is that people are starting to be suspicious of the people who are going to be coming in?
It's specifically people who would, like, have to share resources with them. So, like, people, like, the engineers and stuff. People who work on the mechs. So, anyone who's using the Fontanium is going to clash with them.
You think the engineers are you can't say will clash, but you can say that they are.
I know I'm phrasing it wrong, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, so you're just basically saying that they're not happy.
Yes.
That they're going to have to, like, they've been told, hey, we're going to have to use this Fontanium for the building stuff, and the mechanics are like, but I thought you were going to get all the metal from Montgomery, from Marble, and so they're annoyed about that.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. And then now we have reactions. Also, you can decide whether to, if this is a Crossroads, Time Passes, or Crisis.
Crossroads, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. But reactions.
Yeah. I want to ration the Fontanium. Zara can't use however much she wants, and people can't use however much they want to build.
That is definitely not happening. So, I challenge that.
Okay.
Sure.
How are you challenging that?
Does it have to be with, like, an action, or can I challenge it by, like, making an argument?
You can challenge it by Zara making an argument to
Yeah, which is
Radiant.
what I'll do, which is Zara, like, stomps over to Radiant, and I say, I'm going to say, Radiant, what in the world are you talking about rationing? We're the only ones who know how to utilize this material. We know how it works. We know how it should be used. We're the ones who decide how it's used.
Yeah, you're the one who's using it mostly. We need it to fix things. We need it to build things. You can't just go using it however much you want. Especially now that we're using it to build houses and stuff.
So okay, here's my question. Regarding my challenge, do you say it's not enough?
What I'm trying to say is, what Radiant is trying to say is, like, you can use Fontainium, but it's gonna have a limit now.
No, I understand that. That's your order. I'm challenging that order, and I've explained my view. My question is what I've explained, like, good enough, or do I need to give more?
He's not gonna undo it just because you asked to have all the Fontainium you want, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, that's fine. So the challenge,
This isn't like a slight against Zara or anything.
No,
it's just like,
no.
you put up you put up the consequence of we might run out of Fontainium, and I'm like, yeah.
I understand. I'm just trying to, because I'm going through the mechanics of the challenge.
Yeah, sure.
So what's next in the mechanics of the challenge?
So first we have declared you are challenging specifically the rationing of Fontainium. You showed us how you challenged it, which is just that you said to Radiant, hey, don't do that.
Yeah.
And so then Radiant decides if that was good enough, which it seems either like no or like Radiant. You could also say yes if Zara does something else.
Okay, so you can either say no or you can say yes if. Got it. Okay, that sounds confusing.
Right. Or like you could say yes, but that doesn't seem like a flat yes is happening in this current situation.
Yeah, absolutely not. I think it's yes. It's yes if Zara starts making, like, gadgets and stuff for other people. Not just for the Titans, but for, like, for the Titans, but for, like, Calico and Eustace and Daria and all our friends.
Things to help the kingdom versus things to help Zara.
I'm okay, fine. Yes, I agree.
You good with that?
I'm good with that.
All right. So that is now an order that is set forth that Zara is now in charge, or is now bound to create inventions not just for personal use, but it's time to start producing them for other people.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure out when we get back to Dungeon World how that's going to work mechanically, if it is going to work mechanically, or if it's just going to be a thing about your flavor more than like mechanics.
Yeah, I'm fine with it being flavor.
But dope.
All right, I'm doing a handshaking maneuver in front of my screen. You can.
Yeah, Radiant shakes her hand.
Okay.
I've made a lot of hand motions in this episode that no one saw. All right, but so all 6 boxes are ticked on the crossroads. So now we're resolving it. So a crossroad is an important decision the kingdom must make. It is a fork in the road. Will the kingdom go one way or the other? The decision may change the kingdom forever, for better or worse. Now let me look at resolving crossroads. There we go. I have to go to the resolve card. So when all boxes on the crossroad are checked, we find out what the kingdom does. Lots can happen as the crossroad is resolved, but instead of playing full scenes, you'll use short narration to describe the action. If you need to roleplay, keep it brief. Each player gets to contribute to what happens. Your role determines how you can affect the outcome of the crossroad and when you act. But if you don't like what's happening or you want a different voice, you have one less chance to take a stand and change the outcome. You can interrupt the process to challenge something, change your role, or overthrow someone else's role. But each player only gets to interrupt once. Make it count. So we're going to follow these steps to resolve the crossroad. First, we decide, is this the end of the game? Is this crossroad the last one we'll be doing?
No.
All right. That doesn't change how the crossroad is resolved, but it may change what we decide to make happen. We will not be doing that. We set the stage. The crossroad is, will the kingdom allow Marble's people, Montgomery Marble, CFO, CEO, and owner, and president of Marble Railways, the Marble Railways Corporation, and Marble Aqua Communications Incorporated, will they allow his people to assist them in exchange for goodwill? If yes, Marble will try to take advantage of the Titans through that favor. An order is that Radiant and Forward will fulfill the favor in exchange for less materials rather than the entire team having to do it. If yes, we will have less Fontanium in the future. Because we have less materials, we will have to use Fontanium to make up the balance. And Marble's workers might see something. They might have become privy to information about the Bastion. If no, he will become an enemy, and we will be unprepared in the event of a crisis to shelter everybody that we have. Step 3 is the decision. Each player with a power character declares whether they are making the kingdom decide yes or no on the crossroad. No one else gets to vote. Describe how your character makes it happen. If you can't explain how your character uses the power to affect the outcome, you can't vote. Alright, so what are your votes? We have 2 powers. They are Radiant and Forward.
I'm voting yes. My vote is yes.
Yes, for allowing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright. So there's no stalemate, so I don't need to worry about that. Unless someone changes the outcome by interrupting to challenge someone's vote. The crossroad is now decided. There's no going back. I will circle the answer to show that has happened. Boom. You clicked yes. So, we cross out the other column. That side is now moot. Now that we know what the kingdom is doing, we'll explore the consequences. Next step forward is orders, which is the power. For each order a power character put on the winning side of the crossroad, the power player who controls it decides whether to let it happen or cancel it. If you cancel it, describe what you do to stop it. If you do not cancel it, show your character seeing it happen. During this step, you can only decide whether the order you set earlier comes true, not the new ones. If no one controls the order, it happens automatically. Alright, so Radiant, your thing was Radiant will fulfill the favor alone in exchange for the builders, and Ford's was that Ford will assist Radiant in exchange for more materials, but less than he would have gotten originally.
Yep.
Do either of you change that, back out and say, no, we'll just all do it, give us all the materials?
No.
No. I mean,
This is my cross to bear.
I'm not currently a fan of Radiant, but I'm not letting him do anything for this weird shady man alone. Like, that's not happening.
I'm an adult. I can make my own decisions.
Yeah, but also, you didn't even know what the words meant.
You're not an adult that he trusts.
Yeah. You're still a young adult.
Yeah.
Ford is at least post 30.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah. Alright. Step 5 is predictions perspective. For each prediction on the winning side of the crossroad, the perspective player who controls that prediction resolves it. First, you decide whether your prediction comes true. You cannot change the prediction or make a new one. You're simply picking yes or no. Things that might have happened that changed. Things might have happened that changed your mind. You can point to something we've already seen that averted this outcome, or simply say you were wrong. If you don't have prediction anymore, you have no control over your prediction. It automatically comes true. So Zara, if the prediction happens, narrate your character seeing your prediction coming true right now. Say where you are and what you see. Do not describe some new outcome you did not predict. What happens should be what you said would happen. Alright, so Zara, your first thing is that Marble will try to take advantage of the Titans.
I'm going to cross that one out.
You don't think he's going to do that?
I think that even if you wanted to, Radiant and Ford's stipulations probably put us in a better position to not be taken advantage of.
Cool. Okay.
Marvel is going to take advantage of Radiant and Ford.
Okay. Also, if a perspective character never made a prediction, they can make one immediately, but we both made predictions, so, but that happened. Unless somebody wants to switch perspective and make a prediction.
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. The second one is we will have less Fantanium in the future.
Yep.
Okay, so how do you see that happen?
I think I see, like, people carting Fontanium out of the hangar to go use as building materials.
To allocate, and it's not like it's all gone, but it's still...
In fact, I think I'm telling people, like, this goes here, to building teams.
But you're still, it's definitely not all of it, it's not even most of it, but it's still a sizable chunk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that happens, then Marble's workers might see something that's mine. That is, yes. You, Zara, tell people to stay out of your lab. You tell people to stay out of the hangar, but every so often during this building effort, you find people there. And you shoo them out immediately, but you don't know how much they might have remembered.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
And maybe some stuff is missing.
Ooh.
Whoa, hold on.
Damn, did
Thieves.
the guards help at all?
Oh, right. I didn't even write that down. We should have written that down. They helped a little bit.
Get it, but
I think you're still training that security force, and Calico
Fair.
can't stop all of these people.
Fair,
There's so
yeah.
many of them. But like nothing important. You know what I mean? Nothing world shattering, but
Okay.
like stuff is seen. Marble now has had people who have seen all those schematics you've got written on the wall. Yeah. Alright. We didn't have a perspective disagreement.
Nope.
We didn't have a perspective vacuum. Step 6, popular reaction. This is the touchstone.
Yeah.
Each touchstone decides whether everything that has happened during the Crossroad resolution, the decision, the outcome of predictions, etc., has brought the kingdom closer to disaster or calmed the situation down.
Oh, that's too much power.
Yeah. Show what your character thinks about what has happened. Say where you are and what you think. This shows us what the people of the kingdom feel. And if you think the situation is bad for the kingdom, you may check a crisis box. If you think it is good, you may uncheck a crisis box. Or do nothing.
Okay, so what my character thinks is these new people who come in, because they are temporary, are not part of the kingdom. So what felt like a sort of like a cohesive group of people before now feels like very us and them. So the people, at least some of them, or I guess popular reaction, so a bunch of them feel like not angry, they're just sort of like put off. Like it's a little weird to have all these people around and not be 100% sure what their intentions are. And as for boxes that I get to check, it's good that we have houses, but it's bad that we have this man in our lives now.
Yeah.
crisis.
I am bitchy loose drama, so I'm going to take a crisis box.
Yes.
That's one crisis box. We have 6.
Yes.
If we fill up all 6, the kingdom will fall into crisis, and we have to resolve that.
I gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch 'em all. So, yeah, that's fun. Do I have to
Alright.
describe like how it looks like, how crisis is developing?
Not necessarily.
Alright.
This is just like the very. Okay.
It's just that everyone's kind of weird with these strangers around.
Absolutely. Alright. Then step 7 is reflection. One at a time, you read your wish or fear aloud. Is that still what your character is thinking about? If not, you can change to a different wish or fear, including changing from a wish to a fear or vice versa. So I'll start. Mine is a fear that the kingdom will lack conviction and fail to do what is necessary to save the world. I think I'm still afraid of that, but I think that our willingness to align ourselves with someone who we personally find distasteful but is still of useful assets made me feel a little bit better about it.
Ah. Do you have a new fear?
Not currently. I still haven't been completely brought around.
My favorite didn't come up, which is that our victory is dependent on magic, and magic is unreliable and dangerous.
Okay. So is that still going to be your fear?
Maybe not. It's not like she's stopped being afraid of that, but it's probably not what she's currently thinking about. So instead, I think I'm going to go with like something about the kingdom being undermined from within. Sort of. I'll think about that phrasing a little bit, but fear. We got rats.
You got rats. Oh boy. Okay. Zara.
I fear the kingdom will become beholden to an outside government and lose its autonomy. Yes, I still fear that.
Yeah.
And this is not allayed that fear.
Nope.
Oh, wonder why.
Ford.
Something will happen to the innocent people on the island that we're meant to protect. And yeah, I am still very afraid of that. The houses help a bit, but they don't actually solve anything apart from giving them shelter.
Okay. And Radiant.
I have no fear. I have a wish. I'm the only positive motherfucker out here. I want the Titans to prosper just like the previous ones did. I still want that.
Nice.
Okay. That's still what you're thinking about?
Yeah.
All right. And so with that, our last step is to check time passes. Every crossroad brings us closer to a break in the action, which will be, the next arc, effectively. I don't think we'll have to fill out the entire time passes box to get to that arc, but that's that. If it hits ahead of time, that's what it'll be. We'll have taken up too much time, and the arc will be upon us.
Okay.
And yeah. And so next is what happens now. The game is not done. I'm going to say one thing that was going to be a crossroad that I don't think we need to talk about because we want to make sure that we want to be judicious with our time, that I'm just going to say happens, is Maggie and Eustace have been poking around in the basement, and they tell you that they are going to set up their own independent, like, smaller expedition. They're going to take a couple of the sailors, they're going to take Maggie and Eustace and a couple other people down into the bowels of the Bastion.
Ooh.
Because we haven't gone down there yet. And that was going to be a crossroad, but since we are kind of strapped for time, that's just going to happen.
Okay.
And we're going to find out what happens because of that later. But what happens now is Marble goes away. He goes home. His workers are here. And then another thing comes to the Bastion. Another group. And we're going to get the answer to the question I'm about to ask next week. But I'm going to leave us with this to think about. Adeline.
Yes.
What do elven boats look like?